Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to make this type of dress using this type of material or this type of fabric. You can use any fabric of your choice, and you are going to start by folding your fabric into 4, just like how you see me doing. And you are going to use your largest body measurement, which for me is my hip measurement. So I'm going to use my hip measurement as my measurement for folding this fabric. I will cut the back and the front together, and I'll start by rolling the starting line. And from that starting line, I will input 4 inches as my neck width and 2 inches as my neck length for the back, and the 4 inches as my neck length for the front. And then I'll make a curve. Then I will input my shoulder measurement, which for me is 8.5 inches. Then I'll come down by 1 inches for my shoulder slope and then connect it like that. And then from there, I will mark 8 inches for my armhole measurement. If you are a small size, you can use 7, but for plus size, just use 8. And then I'll find the middle, and then I'll connect it like that. And then I'll input my chest measurement, which for me is 11.5. And then I will add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. But if you want your dress to be like very loose, you can make it 2. But for me, I added just 1.5 inches. Then I will mark 17 inches, which is my waist measurement. And I'll mark my waist measurement, which is 10 inches, but I will add 2 inches to it. 1 inch is for ease and 1 inch is for sewing allowance. Then from there, I went down by 9 inches for my hip length. And from that hip length, I will mark my 13 inches, which is my hip measurement. And then I will add also 2 inches to it. But you can add as many allowance as you want. But for me, I just added 2 inches. Also mark the full length and then connect all the points together like how you see me doing. And then you're going to cut your dress. You're going to cut the back, and then you're going to cut the front. Before cutting on the waist area, just come down by 1.5 inches and mark 1 point, and then on top of the waist area also mark 2 inches. But I recommend just to use these 3 points just below and on top of the waist area. And if you have to use 4 points, do not use the top just like how I did for mine. Just use just below the waist area and then cut. I hope it's very understandable, guys. You are going to cut the linings as well, just like how you see me doing. You are also going to cut the ropes, which has 2 inches width, and just make it as long as you want. Just a very, very long rope. So for the sleeves, I'm going to measure what I have on my armhole. And for me, I have 13 inches, but my armhole measurement is 10 inches. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 4 using the 10-inch measurement. and then I will add like 1 inch to it, making it maybe 11, and then I'll fold my fabric like that, and then I'll start to draw the starting line. And from that starting line, I went down by 4 inches, which is like a standard for plus size. If you're a small size, just use 3 inches. And then I'll mark my 10-inch measurement, and then I'll make a diagonal line like that, and then I'll find the middle, which for me is 5.5 inches, and then I'll make an S shape like that. You can make any S shape of your choice. And then I will mark I will confirm my S shape if it gives me 13 inches, and then I'll mark it like that. I'll mark my full length of my dress, which is 27 inches, but you can make yours as long as you want or as short as you want. And then from the top, I'll also mark 13 inches for my ankle measurement, and then I'll mark it like that. Then I'll paste my measurement, which for me is 16 inches divided by 2 gives me 8 inches. Then I'll mark 8 inches. I'll add 2 inches for one inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance, and then I'll make markings like that, and then I'll cut. So then you're going to take your pieces and then join them together with their linings. You're going to sew them together. So they will look like this, and then you're going to notch all over the neck area. Then you're going to arrange the front and the back together, and then you're going to arrange the shoulders and sew them together like how you see me showing you. You just sew them right there. And this is how it will look like. After arranging, you're going to top stitch with 1/2 inch all over so that it can stick well. So this is how it will look like. Then you're going to attach the sleeves like how you see me arranging. So this is how it looks after attaching the sleeves, and then we are going to work on the ropes, putting the ropes on the sides, and then a rope for attaching it. So this is how you are going to sew, or you can just sew as a normal ropes like how I'm showing. Then you can use any flipping technique that you have, but for me I love to sew with a normal thread at the end, and then passing the thread all over or inside the rope so that I can turn it over using the back of the pin so that you cannot be hurt when you are doing the process. So this is how my rope will look like, and then I'm going to cut 8 pieces so that to insert as my rope passage. The length of these small ropes is 4 inches. You can use 3 or etc. So you will use a pin to attach these ropes, and then you're going to sew from this sleeve up to the bottom. So you're going to sew the sleeves, the end of the sleeves, and then you're going to sew all over. So you're going to trim the excess, and then you're going to hem the down part of the dress, and then you're going to turn your dress to the right side. So my dress is complete. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share these videos to those people who do you think they'll find it useful. Thank you and bye. I'm going to try the dress.